guys, it's Adrian. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm here to bring you the try a chapter tag. The reason that I'm doing the try a chapter tag is because I'm sure you already know, because I'm sure I've said it about a million times already, but I'm going to the States. Actually, by the time you're seeing this video, I probably am already in the States. And I wanted to figure out which book I wanted to bring with me. I'm not really sure which book I want to bring. I have a hard time picking a book, so I thought that this would be the perfect opportunity, and I saw a couple of other booktubers do this tag over the past 2 months, and so I decided that I would do it too. If you're not familiar with the try a chapter tag, basically you read the first chapter of a couple books, and when you're done, you pick out which book you want to read. So I've got 5 books that I'm going to be trying the first chapter of. They're all books that I've had on my shelf that I've been wanting to read for a while, and the first one is This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. This one was on my Booktubeathon TBR, but I didn't get a chance to get around to it, so I figured this would be a good one to try the first chapter of and see if it's a book that I want to pick up right now or not. And then we have The Last Time We Say Goodbye by Cynthia Hand. This one's been on my shelf since way before I started my channel, so I've been wanting to read this for a while now, and I haven't picked it up for one reason or another, probably because it's a sad story. It's basically about a sister who's dealing with the suicide of her brother, but because I've been wanting to read it for a while and haven't picked it up, I figured it would be a good idea just to at least try out the first chapter and see what I think of the book. Next up is The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. This one's been around BookTube everywhere. This one was on my International Buddyathon TBR, but I didn't get a chance to get around to this one either, so I'm including this one. Next up is The Glittering Court by Michelle Mead. This one was on a couple of my TBRs, I think either my June or my July TBR, I'm not really sure anymore. And I've been wanting to read this one for quite some time. This actually sounds like a good book that I could bring with me. The only thing is, it's kind of it's a floppy paperback, which I love. But floppy paperbacks get damaged quite easily, so I'm not really sure about this one, but I'm going to try out the first chapter anyway. Next up, we have Stone Like Ashes by Sarah Rosh. This book has been on my TBR for quite a while now, so I figured it's a good opportunity to try it out. So I'm going to go try out the first chapter of these books. I'm not going to do them all today, obviously. I'm going to do them throughout this week, because I have about 1 million videos to film, and I'll check in with you as I go along. See you in a minute! Alright, so I decided to start off with The Last Time We Say Goodbye by Cynthia Hand. Yes, I was feeling in kind of a mellow mood. I didn't get much sleep last night because I was editing my 100th episode video until 3:30 in the morning. It was epic, by the way. You should go check it out. I'm very proud of it. But anyway, I was in the mood for more of a mellow story. This, so far, I read the first 8 pages, which was the prologue, and the first chapter. First chapter was only 3 pages, so I figured I would read the prologue too. And so far it's about Lexi, who has lost her brother because he committed suicide, and her therapist has given her the assignment to write in a journal about what she's feeling, the first and last of her memories with her brother, and that's what she started to do in the first chapter, and that's all I got so far. It's interesting. I like Cynthia Hand's writing. It's quite simple. It's not like the best writing ever, but it's easy to jump into. The story was easy to get into right away, so I like it. We'll see how it does comparison to the other 4 books. I just finished the first chapter of the second book, This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. This one was pretty interesting. It's a little bit difficult to get into. Of course, the first chapter is only 10 pages, so it gives you very little information. Basically, all that really happened was Kate set a fire to the chapel in her boarding school so she would be sent home. And you're given a little bit of information that there are monsters and there's a wasteland, and she lives in a land called Variety, but more than that you don't really get from this story. So it wasn't like a story that you can just jump right into. You have to keep reading in order to be able to grasp the concept. So I wasn't able to get that in the first chapter, which is sort of disappointing because I don't really know if I am going to want to read this book just based on the 10 pages. I mean, obviously I want to read it. It is an interesting story, but I don't know if I want to read it while I'm on vacation. But I'm going to maybe pick up another book tonight. Maybe I'm just going to go to bed. I'm not really sure yet. We'll see. Alright, so I finished the first chapter of the third book, The Glittering Court by Michelle Mead. This first chapter wasn't really all that interesting. I've heard mixed things about the book, so I'm starting to understand. But anyway, the first book was just about, I believe her name is Alice. I'm still not entirely sure what exactly her name is. But she is the countess, and she has royal blood, and she's part of the court, and she's gonna have to have an arranged marriage, but she's not really happy with her situation in life. Her parents have passed away, and her grandmother has arranged for her to marry this guy, and things are kind of suspicious about this whole arranged marriage already, and that's all I know so far. That's all I've read about so far. It probably isn't going to be the book that I pack up to read with me while I'm on vacation, but it was good to read at least the first chapter, so Well, at least I learned something new, right? Alright, 4th book done. I got one left. The book that I read the first chapter of this time was The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. This book is really interesting. It was really easy to get into. The characters' lives are really easy to follow so far. Star's awkwardness in Garden Heights for Black community is already evident because she goes to a white school. So you can see that she doesn't quite fit in where she is, but she still has friends. And she's dealing with the difference between the white school and the black community, even though we haven't seen her in the white school yet. So far, this book was really easy to get into. I could picture myself reading this one. We'll have to see. I've got one more book left. I'm going to read that one now and check back in with you in a few minutes. I just finished the first chapter of the last book that I was planning on reading, Snow Like Ashes by Sarah Ross. This seems like a book that I think I would really enjoy. But it seems kind of political, and there wasn't much information given in the first chapter, so I feel like you're going to be given information slowly as you go. And I'm not sure that I want to use that kind of brain power while I'm on vacation. I do really want to read this because it, like I said, was pretty interesting. So far, what I can gather from the first 10 pages that I read in the first chapter is it's about a girl named Myra, and she's part of the Winter Court. The Winter Court, and there are 4 seasons, and winter has been conquered by spring, and spring had 200,000 residents, and now they're down to 25 refugees. So it's about them having to find some kind of a locket and something about a conduit and queen rulers versus king rulers, and I didn't quite follow all of it. So, like I said, I want to read this one because it does sound like it would be my cup of tea, but not right now. So what I'm going to do now is take the videos that I've recorded over the last few days and look at them again and try to make my decision, and I'll be back to you about that in a second because I really need to make a decision today to pack my suitcase. Alright, so I've looked at all my video clips, and I think the book that I'm going to go with is The Last Time We Say Goodbye by Cynthia Hand. This wasn't necessarily the most interesting book that I read, but it was one that kept my attention, and it seems like a book that will be pretty easy to read, and it wouldn't cost too much brain space, I think. And a bonus is that it's a hardback, so it won't get too damaged in my suitcase. I know that shouldn't be one of the deciding factors, but alas it is. And it's also been sitting on my shelf for the longest time. So the book that I'm going to take with me to the States is The Last Time You Say Goodbye. One thing that I did want to mention before I go is that I have a video scheduled for at least once a week while I'm away on my vacation. I plan on doing more videos while I'm there, and I do plan on doing weekly vlogs because I asked you guys on Twitter if you would like something like that, and you said that you would. But my video schedules will be a little bit off. Usually I do Tuesday and Saturday. I might do Wednesday and Sunday. I might do 3 videos a week. I might do 2 videos a week. I might do 1 video a week. I'm not really sure how it's going to go, but it's on vacation. I do hopefully plan on having at least 2 videos for you each week, at least a booktube video and a vlog video, but we'll see about how that goes. I'm not really sure yet. But anyway, I'm gonna go start packing for my vacation. I will see you in the comments. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.